the decisions that I made for the Snake game that I made recently were primarily because I just wanted to learn a lot about how to write a super efficient terminal application. But I had to like make that choice. My users didn't make it for me.
It was a very good blog, by the way, the SSH stuff. I really enjoyed how you put together, especially the Unicodes and the vertical movement. Classic first problem of any terminal game.
Yeah.
It is funny though, like, because you would think, from just like, oh, I'm gonna make something that runs in the terminal. You're like, oh, it can't take a lot of bandwidth or it can't take a lot of data. But we ran into this too in some of the early stuff for terminal shop, and we ended up not having to fix it to the same extent because it's not like updating as often. It just updates when people take action, so we don't have to redraw.
I think at one point we were sending down like the first hour. It was like 60 frames a second, no matter who was coming.
The thing that we did initially that made us send an insane amount of data was we had a huge React Miami logo, and it was saying like coming soon. And so you SSH in, and it would just like, coming soon, React. But then we had something in there that was like spinning or something that made it so we had to like send a refresh. Or no, you know what it was?
It might have been my coffee, because I did build a particle system.
No, pretty sure we never put that in the application. So I actually think we didn't even redraw it. It was just something with one of the like charm things where we had a timer running somewhere. So it just forced a refresh of like their framework. So it was like counting down the seconds until we said we would release. And so every second it would send down, or like a bunch of times a second, I think the default ticker would send out this huge, I don't know, because we made you have to zoom out to look at it because we wanted the picture to look
it was like
cool.
1,000 by 2,000 or something like that. It was like huge.
And then, we took a picture and we did the like picture to ANSI thing.
Yeah.
Right, so we took a physical picture, I'm saying, right? And so it had like a million terminal escape sequences in it, right? Because it was like every character had its own to like make it a different color and make some of them bold.
Slowly going from pink to more pink.
Right.
Like it was the worst possible case.
So every character had probably like at least 10 to 15 characters we were sending, right? And then we made you zoom out to be like, oh, we can't show this at 40 by 80 or something like that. You had to be at like 100 by 800, and then we just were sending that like 60 times a second for no reason. It was a static image.
I just remember that like Dax comes out and is like, guys, we sent like 100 gigabytes in the last hour, and we're just like, how did we do that?
We were like, is the whole selling coffee over SSH thing, are we just screwed? We were like, it's like maybe we can't even build this as an application.
It's the coffee that's the problem.
It's the coffee that's the problem.
I thought for sure the problem with our margins was going to be trying to get good coffee to people and physical products, but it turns out it's just bandwidth. It's just bandwidth. It's just egress costs from our container. We did eventually figure out, when there's a timer running, it resends this. So we fixed that eventually. But I was cracking up about some of it because you just can't even imagine that you're going to have this bandwidth problem over SSH because it sees absurd.
It's
right?
text. It can't be that big.
It's text. Turns out it can be. So I don't know if you want to talk about for people who haven't yet read the blog post, some of the like fun stuff you did for the Snake game.
Press down! What happened? I don't know. Did you push?
On a Friday? Never!
How are we gonna figure this out? How are we gonna figure this out?
Got us your prods down? Do you guys need the wheel?
NeoVim config.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna spend a couple hours refactoring. Update the plugins.
Don't guess where your issues are. You can see exactly where they are happening with Sentry. Get all the context you need to debug any problem, because code breaks, so fix it faster with Sentry.
My favorite thing that I did was that I like patched the Go SSH library, which I wrote like a whole separate library or a whole separate blog post about because this was so wild to me.
Yeah.
But like the gist of that, right, is I'm working on the game, doing all of this profiling because I want the game to be super fast, and I make like a one-line change, and so I make this change, and my CPU usage drops by like half. And like at this point, I'm running like I have like a harness with like 500 bots that are connecting, sending moves, and So CPU usage drops by half, and I'm like thrilled, right? Like I'm like, oh man, like this changed, like I've done something awesome. So I'm exploring that. I'm trying to figure out like why, because this was not a change that's supposed to make things faster. Like why did that work? And I realized like actually all I had done was I had broken my harness. Like instead of my bots getting data, they just got a single message that said your screen size is too small. I had like broken, because like SSH, there's like TTYs, like whatever, the details here don't really matter, but I had broken my testing harness, and that's why performance improved, because I wasn't really testing my game. But then I'm like thinking, and I'm like, wait, if my bots weren't receiving any data from my game, why did performance only drop by half?
Right.
Like, why did performance not drop by 99%? That doesn't make any sense. And so I start capturing packets and like looking at all of that, and eventually like see that if you're just SSH to a box and you press a single key, SSH sends, like about 90 packets. And what's going on there is that there's the SSH is doing something called keystroke obfuscation. The basic idea is that if I see what letter or what keys, the timing at which you are pressing keys, but nothing else, like all I have is like key press, pause, key press. Well, that pause, maybe that means that you're reaching for like the number pad or something like that. Like you're pressing something that's harder for you to get to. So SSH just sends junk data all the time to like obfuscate the actual key presses that you're making. But it sends like, the way it works is that it perpetually sends this junk data as long as whenever you press like one key. And that's really bad for games because you're pressing like one key a second. The junk data gets sent for about 1 second. And so it's like one key press turns into 101 packets. And this is not something that you're supposed to be able to disable. But I just I found the patch and I like read through the SSH code and was like, if I just pretend, if I like claim to the client that I'm just running an old version of SSH that doesn't know about, or of SSHD, the server side component that doesn't know about this feature, maybe they won't send these junk packets to me. And that totally works. So I did that. And then I posted about it, and a bunch of nerds got really mad at me because I wrote this whole blog. Yeah. And I didn't acknowledge, like, the blog starts out with, like, I am working on a high-performance game over SSH. And I just, like, deadpan say that without acknowledging that that's deranged. But it, like, broke containment. Like, it made it to people on, like, Hacker News or Reddit or whatever who don't know the type of stuff that I normally do. So the right comments are just people being like, this dumbass vibe coder has no idea what he's doing. Like, look how stupid he is.
Because people are typing in their passwords to very secure boxes over your connection to the Snake game.
I don't even know. I don't know what they were mad at me about.
It's funny because we had the same. We had this problem and we chose to keep it in because we were worried about someone actually somehow finding something you could exploit over that way. But we had a bunch of people complaining too of like they're harvesting people's public keys, which was the funniest. That was a real complaint.
Oh, I got this too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna. What am I gonna do?
Your public keys online.
I know, it was the funniest complaint, and like tons of upvotes, and people like, this coffee site is a scam from big data to get all of your public keys, and you're like, what am I gonna do with only the public key? I don't know. It was like.
Do you know what the first word of public key is?
I know. It was like, it was so funny.
We the public.
Yes. Yeah. So similar thing of people getting very upset about this when you're like, I think it's okay, guys. Like it's fine. Yeah. Also, it's not like you tried to upstream it back to Go and get them to remove it or so. Like it's.
No, but I did ping. So the Recurse, the place I mentioned earlier. Filippo, one of the Go crypto maintainers, is also a Recurse alum, and so I pinged him on like the Recurse chat to be like, am I like, is this really stupid? Like, am I fired if I do this? And he was like, for your game, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you, Filippo.
Had the official author's approval. Just reply with a screenshot to all those people getting upset. Like, I've got receipts. I got receipts.
By the way, can I make a quick shout out for your SSH blog? So if you haven't checked it out, you should go check it out. But this was my favorite joke of the entire thing, which is, why does the Snake game render strangely for me? Snakes.run makes use of Unicode block elements. Since these were added in 1991, your terminal may not fully support them yet. For example, Mac OS's terminal app renders them poorly. Try using a different terminal. It's like my favorite thing in the universe is this thing right here. This was
I cannot tell you how many issues I got in NeoVim from people using Terminal app and being like, NeoVim's broken. It can't do colors. And you're like, I don't understand how. And then turns out, the default terminal, Matt can't figure out how to update.
No, you can't update it.
It's so bad.
The technology, the private key to the repo was lost, and so they just have the same thing since 1989.
It's so frustrating.
It's actually stuck in 1989. It's old.
Prime, that site that you had up, I just want to note that in keeping with the SSH aesthetic, the whole site uses tables for layout and only HTML that was available in 1995 with no CSS. Which I was very proud of. That was tables for layout, actually kind of sick, like kind of fun.
Tables for
we
layout actually
back.
really good. It's actually really
it was
good.
like, honestly, you know what? Really easy to think about.
You guys
I don't know.
heard
I
it
didn't
here
mind
first. It's coming back after this podcast. You're gonna start seeing tables for layout, the Google search trends. Big. It's going up big.